We have Mbappe, and I've already spent £75 million. This is going to be a good transfer special. Hey guys, and welcome back to the 12th episode of the FM22 Bayern Munich Save with me, Raxo FM, and today we are starting on a new screen because we are, of course, in the transfer special where we have £30 million left to spend, which means we've already spent some serious amounts of money. If you guys are excited for the season ahead and you want to know who we have signed, please make sure you do smash the like button as well as subscribing to the Raxo FM YouTube channel. You don't miss the content on this channel. It's not daily-ish, but you know, it's coming every now and then. And can we please smash 10 likes on today's video to celebrate starting a new season and of course signing Mbappe. But I'm not going to go to the squad screen to show you because we've signed a lot of players since last time we saw each other. I've spent a ton of money. Let's go over what we have done. As long as you have liked this video, then you know, then I'm comfortable with going over it. Firstly, I'd just like to point out I'm depressed that Sarpreet Singh, the New Zealander, might be leaving the football club. So there's that side note. Now, I'll actually show you what we've done. Starting with the sales, and I need to check if I've done anything on this screen beforehand. I mean, Omar Richards. Yeah, I think we sold him £8 million. Don't mind if I do. And 2 players went on free. Saul being one of them. So you're not much in that kind of region. In terms of free signings, we've made some good ones though. This man, 26 years of age, central midfielder, coming in from Hoffenheim. We already knew about this one, but he's confirmed to join the club now. A really good rotation option. His stats are way better than the 2.5-star current ability is suggesting. So happy to have him as a rotation option. Of course, Andre Onana, again, another player that we signed on a pre-contract expiry. Great backup goalkeeper to Neuer. Don't see any reason why he won't be playing a bunch of games, doing a really good job. And when Neuer retires, becoming our first choice goalkeeper. Next player, of course, Mbappe. Love to have him back into the team. I mean, by back, I mean, everyone's used him about 20 times in Football Manager. He comes in on a free. Why would you not sign him? Beautiful player, amazing stats, left, right and centre. He's going to do quite well next to some of the best players in the world, like Lewandowski. He's not the only player that we brought in on a free signing, though. Obviously, those other 2 people. And Christian Eriksen, 30 years of age, with incredible stats. I don't know why, but I just did not think that this would be something that would happen. Like, it's just... when he came up on the scout report, it said he could be up to 4.5-star current ability. I just thought, there's no way. But it's Christian Eriksen, let's not forget. It doesn't matter that he played for Brentford last season. It's still one of the best central midfielders in the world of football, coming in on a free and 4-star current ability. Going to be a great rotation, potentially starter for us this year. What a signing he is. And he's not even the best central midfielder we've brought into the football club. Welcome, Marcus Llorente, a 4-star, 27 years of age central midfielder who has the stats to do it all. CDM, cam, right mid, central midfield, which is where I'm probably going to be using him the most. And he just has beautiful stats across the board. Comes in for a straight up fee of £63 million, which is of course a lot of money, but I think a very fair, justifiable amount of money to spend on a player with his experience, his world-class midfielder status. I think he's going to do a great job for us, starting in that central midfield spot all season long. I think he's an improvement on Basuma. I think he's going to lock down that midfield spot next to Goretzka all year. Absolutely. No doubt in my mind about it. We've also taken away a Borussia Dortmund player, Rafael Guerreiro. Stoked to have him in the team for just £10.5 million. What a bargain that is. He is such a good left midfielder. Can even play in central midfield, actually. But the stats... oh, they're so incredibly good. I don't understand how he's considered 2.5-star current ability. He's not hugely worse than Davies, although Davies, of course, being such a younger player, is going to start, in my opinion. But having him as the backup gives me so much confidence, knowing that in Champions League games, even Bundesliga games, I can put this man on and he will do a brilliant job for us. And that is all the transfers that we've made so far. But of course, it's not all the transfers that I'm planning to make. When we quick pick our best 11, it looks a little something like this, with Lewandowski, Mbappe, Muller, Sane, Goretzka, Llorente, Kimmich, Upamecano, Hernandez, Davies and Neuer. The only position now I'm even slightly worried about is potentially the central midfield spot. And Lucas Hernandez, he's pretty decent. We've got plenty of players on the shortlist. We're keeping an eye on people coming up for cheap fees, making some bids every now and then, seeing what we can do. I think that centre-back slot is the only one that I'm looking to improve upon now after bringing in Llorente and all the other pre-contract expiry players on a free. Centre-back's all we need. But now our squad is looking very juicy. So players are going to have to be sold, unfortunately. It's not something that, I'm actively trying to do, because I do like the squad depth that we have, but there are going to be people that aren't playing games very much. So if I simulate forward one day after loaning and listing all of the people, I now have 35 offers. I'm going to go through that off camera. We're going to jump into the transfer window, and hopefully those are not all the signings we are going to make. I mean, I doubt it is. That would be kind of mean if I just made those signings, because, I've just gone through them all. And this video's probably got like another 7 minutes to go, so sit back, relax. I'll do some admin. There's 10 days until our crucial Super Cup final, and the transfer business is going off, but it's definitely not completed. Currently, we have £60 million in the bank account, and we've made some signings, and we've made some sales, but there's definitely one player that we still want to pick up. Let's take a look at what we've done, starting with the sales. The first player that we sold was Gnabry. Happy to get him sold for £5 million. I feel like that's a pretty good fee for a player that hasn't played a lot for us at all. I think he's actually better than a star rating suggested, but with Onana in there, we don't need him at all anymore, so happy to get a bit of money for him. The big one that we have sold, though, is Bissouma for £60 million. I did say earlier that I would be more than happy to sell him, and £60 million to a good side like PSG is definitely a kind of fee that I'd be going for. And yeah, just with the new signings in central midfield, Eriksen, we've got Ceballos, Sabitzer, of course Kimmich, Goretzka, Llorente, so many options in there. It's hard to justify starting him, so he's got to go. And £60 million doubles what we paid for him, so a very good transfer fee indeed. Joshua Wagnerman has gone out on loan to Hamburg for the year. Hopefully he does a good job out there. This youngster's gone for £5 million. Pretty happy with that transfer fee, especially considering the fact he is not ever going to be at the quality that we need him to be playing for our team regularly. We've also sold Rakitsky. I still don't know how to say his name, but, I think that's probably my best pronunciation. Came in on a free last year, good rotation option, sold for £5 million. Very good transfer fee for him. And last but not least, we've sold Adrian Fane. I just don't even know who he is, but we've got £2.3 million. Pretty good. And now going over to the signings, we've just made one, and it is Luka Jovic. And on paper, it doesn't look like the most impressive signing of all time, but for £14 million, I think this is a really good option for us. Gives us another player that can play up front on the left, right wing, or cam if we really need him to as well. I just think it gives us a bit more cover if we get any injuries. And Adeyemi, definitely a great second choice striker, but I think that having a bit more experience in the form of Jovic is what we need in that position. So I'm more than happy to have him just for £14 million. Very good, cheap fee. So that is what we're doing in terms of the transfer market. And in the ends, we're looking for a centre-back. 100% looking for a centre-back. Tomori can be finalised, but I've actually compared him to Hernandez, and I don't think he's better. I actually think he's a downgrade. So I don't know why I'd pay so much money for a player that is just slightly better in pace and 2 years younger. So I kind of don't want to sign him. Bastoni is looking like he's going to cost an arm and a leg, though. I think Tomori could be a really good rotation option, but it's really difficult right now because no one seems to be wanting to do installments. The two other players I got my big eye on is Eric Garcia and Kimpembe, but scout reports have not quite come back for them yet. De Ligt is too much. Lacroix is an option definitely at £34 million, but would not be a starter, but a very good rotation player. We've also got Declan Rice, who could be converted into a centre-back 100%, but again, feels more like a expensive signing than one that is a real bargain. No real bargains coming up at the moment. I've been looking at all the centre-backs, the ones from Germany as well, and that they seem to be the more expensive of the players at the moment, and it's difficult. I just want to find a bargain. £60 million is not really a bargain, by the way. That's me spending quite a lot of money, paying a premium for players that I don't know are going to be the best. Dude, this man's not a bad option. Let's get a scout report of him for only £60 million. That could be perfect. But there's not a whole lot. I mean, there is a lot, but the good ones are worth a ton, and the average ones are worth £60 million. So it's difficult. It is difficult. But I'm sure someone will pop up. I'm sure we'll sign someone. Even if we do end up signing Tomori, I think that's still a really good transfer deal, because he is going to continue to get better. No players on the transfer list I'm really interested in the centre-back position. No, I mean, there's quite a few players on the transfer list in general that are decent. That's how we got Jovic for so cheap. Bruno Fernandes requested a move. A lot of players have requested moves, actually. But no one too insane. Still looking out for that centre-back. Could end up being just Tomori. And I think I probably would find a way to get him some serious game time. But I still don't know who it's going to be. So we're going to have to go out back into the transfer market and hope that we find someone. Luis Felipe is not ready to start games. I'm sure of it. I mean, he is about as good, but see, that makes me think Tomori's even worse. If Luis Felipe is probably better than him, now I need to see that. Tomori in comparison to Luis Felipe. Luis Felipe is better than Tomori. There's no way I'm signing Tomori. That would be stupid. With those average ratings, actually. But the specific ones for... Yeah, nah. I feel like I can't sign Tomori after seeing that. Okay, so we signed Tomori. There was no one else as good. He's a great rotation option. Could be eventually pushing for that first team spot. I mean, I know that Hernandez is probably going to lock down that spot this season. But for £40 million, could eventually rise to 72. I didn't think I could get a better centre-back at this point in time. So he's coming in. And he's got pace. Pace is everything in footy manager. You don't know. He could be incredible. He could be incredible. He could be terrible. But I think he will actually be a very good rotation option for us. As I said, won't be starting ahead of Hernandez right now, but definitely for the price we paid, a decent purchase. And not the only transfer business that has happened since last time we saw each other. Gabella has left the club for £3 million. Happy to see him gone, just because we're not going to use him very much this year. Great servant last year, but again, not really going to be used. And two youngsters going out on loan. Joshua Zirkzee, probably the pick of the bunch in terms of those two. And now, with all those transfer deals done, we are ready to go up against Borussia Dortmund with this team. I think that this is the strongest team in world football right now. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be winning everything this year. We've got Tomori on the bench. Hernandez easily could come out for him. Got Musiala, Coman, Gnabry. Oh, Coman almost left the club, and I would still love to actually sell him because we have too many good wingers. But he's on the bench. Jovic doesn't even make the bench according to the best 11. We have some depth. We have some players, and now we have to win some serious competitions. The first one, the Super Cup. I want to make sure we win it this year. Hopefully we do it with this team, and you guys will have to make sure you're back in tomorrow's episode to see exactly what happens in that Super Cup final. Of course, we have won it many years in the past. If we go to the competition, it's past winners, there we go. We can see we're winning it left, right and centre. But last year, we didn't quite do it. So, this year, we're going to do it. Make sure to like this video. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss that. Oh, I thought I could do the wrap-up without sneezing, but I just sneeze. Yeah, subscribe if you're new. Don't miss the next episode. I'll see you all later.